suspicious. Even though he released a video, did a video saying, I'm going to release stuff that'll destroy Obama about his college, film of him in college, incredible stuff with communists and stuff. You know, we're going to take Obama down, and then he drops dead. Very, very suspicious. And Andrew Griffin joins us to break that down. Andrew, thanks for coming on. Tell us what you know about Mr. Breitbart and what you think.
Well, immediately when I got the news, I was another town covering Randall Terry, the anti-abortion activist who's running for president, actually, on the Democratic ticket. I was in his RV interviewing him and got a message about this. And immediately I thought to these videos that he was talking about at the Conservative Political Action Conference in D.C. a couple of weeks ago, where he said, you know, I have videos that's going to really show who Obama really is and his connections to the elements of the new left from the 60s and 70s, Bernadine Dorn and Bill Ayers. And it's going to show his college years and his time in Chicago. And I thought, wow, that's a huge story. And for the past 2 weeks, there hasn't been much said about it, although I had watched a video of Andrew Breitbart talking about it. He mentioned it. And the media really hasn't, they've been doing their best to ignore this information.
Well, why hasn't he released the videos yet? Because if they don't release that info, I mean, if it suddenly doesn't come out now, wow.
Well, I just hope that he, and I'm sure he did, he's a smart, savvy guy. I'm sure he had copies and sent them out to various people, because this is red hot radioactive stuff that he's got. And if, you know, he was already putting out there, this is coming out, this is coming out. So that was kind of, in a sense, kind of maybe putting him in danger. I mean, he said just a couple of years ago he's public enemy #1 with the Democratic Party.
And by the way, it did come out in newspapers 3 years ago on the list of top 30 enemies of the White House. I'm like 24. He was like number 3. So, yeah, I mean, he's right up there on the enemies list. And notice how they're kicking Buchanan off the air. They're kicking Judge Napolitano. They're purging. And now I got the state police calling up trying to get me off the air.
Right. No, it's interesting how the establishment is running scared, but they're also lashing out. Is from my experience. I mean, just talking to a guy like Randall Terry, who is considered sort of a fringe presidential candidate, and the problems he has with the established media here and elsewhere, with the Associated Press interviewing him 3 times, never running stories. They don't want to hear his, stories about abortion. And but they're fine with Obama. And this is with $1 billion campaign this year. Obama, I mean, there's a lot at stake.
Now, you knew Breitbart somewhat. I never thought to even try to get him on, and I just a few weeks ago said get him on, and we were close to getting him, and then he's dead. Just amazing timing on that front. But he says he's about to release this footage, and he's dead. I mean, now they can say maybe a heart problem. Well, they're experts at making you look like you've died, and maybe he did. But I tell you, it needs to be investigated. I mean, what do you know about Andrew Breitbart?
Well, I reviewed his book, Righteous Indignation, last year. I spoke with him. He was actually offering me a position to write for BigJournalism.com 2 years ago, and I had just taken on another writing gig at the time, which I'm no longer involved with. And so I said, I've got to stay with these guys. He was saying, I can, get you your stories heard, talked about on Rush Limbaugh's show and Laura Ingraham and all this, all his connections in the conservative media. And it's very tempting, but
yeah, you should have doubled down and done the one media and that. But I understand being loyal. Go ahead.
Yeah, so anyway, I didn't do it, but I stayed in touch with a couple of BigJournalism.com reporters, and they would repost some of the stuff that I'd written on Red Dirt Report, my current website. And, he would exchange emails, just kind of talking about issues of the day on occasion, but I hadn't talked to him in a while. But point
is, he was a real guy, and now he's dead. And I don't blame his outfit saying, well, they say it's natural causes. He'll be missed in the family. But, I mean, it's so quick, though. It's so quick.
Right. I mean, is there going to be an autopsy? Is that going to be publicly released? I mean, this was a public figure, a brash, character.
Who said, I got stuff to destroy Obama I'm about to release, and he drops dead of a heart attack at 43. I mean, come on, folks. We'd be crazy to not question this. What if other people start dying? All right, stay there. Stay there. We'll be right back.
Walk like an
Folks, I just talked to one of the news directors, producers over at 590 who called me and doesn't know that Todd Jeffries has called me, doesn't know or contacted me, doesn't know that Mark Caesar's contacted me. And he says, yeah, it's weird. People keep calling, asking questions about Alex Jones and state police and really weird stuff before today. So the state police are just crazy people. I guess they're so mad that we showed these $600,000+ boats that we think shouldn't cost more than maximum $200,000. We know the make and model, even counting all the equipment. Just the boats are $600,000+. So I must have hit a big nerve. One time I said the police don't need another helicopter, and a bunch of harassment started. Again, that was local. They do not, well, that was the county. They do not want their goodies getting touched. Again, I apologize to our guest, Andrew Griffin of Red Dirt Report. I've just got totally blown away by my crew getting harassed, followed by the police. Now the state police are calling a radio station like this is Mexico or North Korea. Do you ever run into this up in Oklahoma? I mean, what would happen in Oklahoma if the state police started calling somebody's affiliate complaining about what the... I'm not even talking about the state police. What is this?
This is just another extension of the tyranny we're seeing throughout the country. And we're not immune from it here in Oklahoma, certainly. We have real problems with it. I see the police everywhere. So, you know, it's a real tragedy that this is happening in the United States, I will say.
It's really happening. I just love this country. And these guys, they just think the Bill of Rights is toilet paper. And it's criminal. It's criminal to harass media like this. And you're going to get the opposite response. I guess they think I'm cowards like them, and that's not how this works. All right, going back, we went to break. So I'm glad you contacted us this morning because everybody I know says this stinks to high heaven. And here's my biggest smoking gun. The fact with Andrew Breitbart that I checked it within 2 hours, it was about an hour and 50 minutes of him being announced dead in the early morning hours, like after midnight in Pacific. Within hours of it, the LA Times and others were already saying, natural causes, nothing to see here, when a coroner or medical examiner has to make that determination. Go ahead.
Right, and in fact, we just saw something like this happen, and I reported on this on Red Dirt Report about the videographer Jeff Wright. He was from Edmond, Oklahoma originally, and was in Uganda, and was there doing a documentary film on something that it turns out it wasn't going to be what he said it was. That's what I'm hearing. Wayne Madsen's reported on this as well, that he may have been murdered also, and the reports changed within a day or so. They said he was poisoned by thugs, and then, he had cocaine in his system. He had a stomach full of cocaine, which is odd. So, you know, he was looking into corruption, connecting Uganda with the sort of Dominionist family out of Washington, D.C., and some senators are involved in the troops that Obama sent to Uganda last fall. I mean, we haven't heard any more about that. It looks like they were doing an investigative report on that, and the guy ends up dead. So this is happening all over the place.
Yeah, and I'm over here getting more calls from 590 right now. I mean, they're just pouring in here as the state police bombard them. The spokesman call like they're calling my mommy or something. That's, oh man, I tell you. And again, it disgusts me for them that this is happening. What's your gut tell you? Because now they're saying maybe heart, maybe something else. I mean, what's your gut tell you about Andrew Breitbart?
I mean, he was pretty wild partier back in his college days. But, you know, who wasn't, I guess?
No, I wasn't.
I don't know. He was 43. He's I'm close to that age, and, you know, I'm not slowing down or anything, but I'm not like I was when I was 23. So I don't know. My gut tells me something happened here. He was outside. Something happened to the guy. They were probably monitoring him. He was going to release this explosive information, and I think it was send a message. But that's just what my gut's telling me.
Well, they admit they've got microwave systems that'll make your heart stop. I tell you what, stay there. This is too important. Oh, my gosh. I'm just so angry right now. I just thought to dig this up right now, but when we end this 5-minute segment, I'm going to give you the number for the Texas State Police Media Department. They like to call our local affiliate and try to get us off air. We'll call them and tell them about the First Amendment. Be polite to their lordships. They have a victim psychology system. You don't want to feed into that. It's part of their gang culture. But going back to Andrew Griffin of Red Dirt Report, who knew and talked and corresponded with Andrew Breitbart, and again, contacted our office this morning just saying he saw red flags. He was concerned, and I agree. But the big telltale is within hours of him being at the hospital and dying, the first reports are nothing to worry about. It's totally normal. It's no big deal. Come on in, Darren. Do you happen to have that number and info?
I can get it for you.
Yeah, I just wanted them to tell you to just get me their public number, their non-emergency number, or their media number. That's all I need. I need it like in 3 or 4 minutes. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir. Going back to Andrew Griffin, instead of me just ranting, closing comments on this, I guess we're going to find out. If this stuff doesn't get released, then what do you think we ought to do?
Oh, we have to demand full release of everything, I think. I don't know what his family will say, but, this is a guy who early on saw the Internet as a sort of free-for-all libertarian haven and took to it like a duck to water. He was really looking for direction in his life and found it with the new media. And that new media has been a real threat, as you well know, to the old media. They're in their death throes. And Breitbart was leading the charge, and that was taking a rightward direction. And the old left media isn't liking it, and they're going to go down kicking and screaming. And sadly, it looks like Breitbart may have been a casualty of this. But
Breitbart's obviously going to continue. I want to talk to you after the show. Who you think ought to contact over there to talk to or try to get on? But they need to get all that info out. If they have that info, that is like a time bomb. They are all in danger, folks. If they did kill him over this video, they've got to get it out now. I don't know what he was thinking having that and going, we can bring down Obama. I'm going to release it. I mean, I get hyping it, but I mean, I guess he thought he was bulletproof. See, I know I'm not bulletproof. I'm just ready to take whatever happens.
Right, and that's why I thought it was going to be pretty immediate after the CPAC conference that he was going to release it. And I thought, what is he waiting for? Let's get this out there. And that way we can really vet Obama, which the media didn't do in 2008. The American people may never see those videos now, and that's what's really concerning. I don't really see anyone really addressing that right now, and we've got to keep talking about it. That's the important thing.
Well, yes, sir. You're addressing it. We're addressing it at Infowars.com right now. Will damning Obama footage still be released after Breitbart's death? Guys, just let Darren know I got about a minute. I could even probably do it. Just bring it on in if you got the number. We do have the number, sir? Yep. All right, let me just give it out on air then, right now. That is Tom Vinger, Assistant Chief of Public Affairs, and 512-424-2080, Public Affairs Office. Call them and tell them the press is alive and well in this country. What are they trying to do? Invent something that I'm not on 590 AM because you guys are like, we're InfoWars, we're on 590. I mean, what is that? Local media, we tell them.
Not only that, but nationally.
Turn his mic back on. Well, yeah, we're media. That always would imply we're not media. Go ahead.
Not only that, it was explained to them that we're nationally syndicated. Most everything.
They know that. He said, I know who Alex Jones is. They know I'm on over there. They're calling up saying, he's not with 590. He's a liar. Get him off the air.
Yeah.
Listen, call these people. Tom Vinger is the guy trying to have a bunch of, they're freaking, they have a bunch of people calling up shows, other stuff, days ago. I mean, there's some kind of weird, like they think, I guess they're trying to intimidate 590. I guess they think, ooh, like you're in North Korea. 512-424-2080. By the way, 590's noticing that they're getting, they don't like it. I don't think they're cowards like you think they are. I think it's going to have the opposite effect. 512-424-2080. Look, I want to get you back on the Nightly News soon to break this down. Andrew Griffin, RedDirtReport.com. Thank you so much, buddy.
Okay, thank you.
All right, we'll keep watching what's happening with Andrew.